Greetings. Last week, a lot of faculty and students reported links in Canvas courses not working for students. This video is intended to address one possible fixable reason for that experience. One thing that needs to happen when a course is migrated from Sakai is that all links directing students to content stored in Sakai need to be reset so that they link to content stored in Canvas instead. When checking over a course following migration, it's easy to miss one or two links directing students to resources still housed in Sakai. However, as students currently do not in general have access to Sakai, those remaining Sakai-directed links will not work for contemporary students. Part of the reason that it's so easy to miss these links is that for faculty and migration staff, these links will work. Migration staff had to be given access to the Sakai content they were migrating, and so that will work. Faculty generally still have access to the Sakai content they created, and so faculty will also see that content when clicking these links in the Canvas course. However, because students in general do not have access to Sakai anymore, these links will not work for them. Often they'll see the message that they're trying to access forbidden content. So in order to identify this problem and fix it, here are the steps I suggest. First, you hear from students that they don't have access to content in Canvas, especially if you hear from multiple students, and if those students mention that they're trying to access something that's labeled as forbidden, that's a good indicator that this is the problem that they're facing and that you can do something about it. The next step is to go check the link for yourself. I suggest you do that by navigating to the page, finding the link that the students are indicating as a problem, right-clicking it, and opening it at a new tab or a new browser window. This brings us to the appropriate material. However, as I'm not a student in this course, we can't count on that as an indicator that the link works. What we have to do is look at the URL up in the top of your browser usually, and check the beginning of it especially. If it mentions, as this URL does, online.csc.edu, that's a good indicator that your students can't access this material because the link itself is directing them to Sakai, to which they no longer have access. Online.csc.edu is the website for Sakai. So how do we fix this? Close that, back to your Canvas page. And this time, whether it's a quiz, an assignment, or a page, or any other component of Canvas, could be a discussion, for instance, we want to go to Edit to bring up the Rich Content Editor, this area here. Within the editor, find the link that we've just discovered as a problem, click on it, bring up this little window, and click Remove Link. Now the students won't be directed to Sakai anymore, but we want to direct them to the indicated content. And so we do that by using this tool here, for instance. This is the document tool within the Rich Content Editor. Click on it. The simplest thing to do is just to upload the document from your computer. In that case, the link is set, and you can save the window. However, you do risk creating multiple copies of the same document in your course, which can be a little confusing later. So I'm going to go through the process of accessing a course document that is a document that's already stored in the Files section of your course. Click on Course Documents. This will bring up a menu that'll contain by default, this menu will contain all of the documents in your course. If you had many more than this, you might want to use the search function. Often the text of the link will indicate what file you're looking for. In this case, we know we want Freyer. You can copy that or type it into this search box. And the search function will locate any documents with that word in the title. That is the file name. Click on that document in the ad browser, and that will create a link on those words in the Rich Content Editor. You can then close this window and hit save. It's a good idea to test it. So we use the same method we used last time. Right-click on the link, open it in a new tab, and look at the URL. In this case, we see shadran.instructure.com, indicating that this URL directs to content in the Instructure hosted Canvas instance that we're now teaching in, And so students should have access to it if they're enrolled in the course. You fixed your problem, hopefully. So I know that I went through this fairly quickly. So if there are any additional questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm more than willing to go through the process or explore it from a different angle in person or via Zoom meeting. And of course, please keep sending me your questions about Canvas. It's literally what I'm here for. Have a good week.